Hi, it's Kip Innovates here, and tonight's video is about software development and about writing novels, because the two actually have a surprising amount in common. Now, most novelists can't just sit down at a typewriter and feed in a 100-meter ribbon of paper like Jack Kerouac did and churn out a great American novel. And in fact, there's evidence that actually Kerouac didn't write On the Road as a stream of consciousness novel. He did actually plan it out in advance. And the same thing applies in software development. Too many times I've seen code where it looks like the developer just sat down, had a vague idea of what it was that they were going to code up, and then started churning out code, and you end up with a 600, 1000, 2000 line piece of code that is supposed to do something, and it works, and then somebody else, and in 3 cases in the last couple of months that someone else has been me, has to sit down and then try and work out what the hell the developer was thinking when they wrote the stuff. And I'm not blaming them, because often you're put under pressure as a developer to just get something working. And so you sit down and you think, well, I'll just hack it together and check it as I go along, and then hopefully it'll do the job that I've been asked to do. The problem is that the cost of refactoring and maintaining that kind of software can get surprisingly high. And so just as a novelist generally sits down when they're writing a story and plans a story arc and character development and defines the characters and thinks of the background before they actually write the story, as a developer you have to do the same thing, and you need to break your code down into smaller pieces that achieve sub-goals. And then in combination, hopefully the whole thing will work. But more importantly, the code will actually be maintainable. Other people will actually be able to go and look at it, and they'll be able to make sense of it. And that's the key. And it's the same in novels as it is in code. It's not going to make sense if the whole thing is some weird, surreal, hanging together thing. And although it's kind of fun to read a flow of consciousness novel, you're just left with a feeling at the end. And I think oftentimes most of the audience is going to go over their heads. So there you go, tonight's video, a comparison between writing a novel and writing software code. Hope you found that interesting, and see you in the next video soon. Bye for now.